Worst case scenario, 2025. Predictions from Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. The only thing we know about the future is that it will be different. Peter Drucker. Have you ever wondered what lies ahead for humanity? What if ancient prophecies from some of history's most famous visionaries held clues about our destiny? Nostradamus, the French seer, and Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian mystic, left behind predictions that have shocked the world with their accuracy. From catastrophic disasters to transformative global events, their writings hint at a future both mysterious and unsettling. Today, on the Journey of Wisdom, we'll delve into their most chilling predictions for 2025. Could we be standing on the edge of a worst-case scenario? As we unravel these prophecies and connect them to the challenges of our modern world, prepare to see the future in a way you never imagined. Before we dive in, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us explore these fascinating revelations and share them with a wider audience. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, because what you're about to discover might leave you questioning everything. Let's begin. 1. A dire warning of extinction. Baba Vanga issued a haunting prophecy. Humanity might face the risk of extinction by 2025. Yes, you read that right. Extinction. She foresaw a catastrophic conflict in Europe, leading to the decimation of a significant portion of the population. It's hard to ignore how this seems to parallel the ongoing tensions and war between Russia and Ukraine. This conflict, simmering for years, has already left profound scars and could escalate further in the near future. Nostradamus also predicted violent upheavals in Europe during 2025. Could it all be coincidental? Perhaps. But the alignment of their visions is chilling. Both seers point to Russia as playing a pivotal role in this turbulent chapter, hinting at the possibility of widespread devastation. The stakes feel unbearably high for a world that's already grappling with so much uncertainty. War is not the only shadow looming on the horizon. Both Baba Vanga and Nostradamus warned of a deadly disease emerging in the same year. This prediction is particularly unsettling given how the world is still recovering from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The idea of another global health crisis is enough to shake anyone's sense of security. Could humanity truly withstand such a 1-2 punch of war and plague? Though these predictions are undeniably alarming, it's essential to remember that they are not guarantees of what will happen. They are warnings, a call to pay attention, to reflect, and perhaps to change course. As individuals and as a collective, we still have the power to shape our future. History has shown us that humanity's greatest strength lies in its ability to adapt, unite, and persevere in the face of adversity. 2. Extraterrestrial revelation. Among the dire warnings and unsettling predictions for 2025, one prophecy from Baba Vanga stands out, offering a glimmer of intrigue amidst the chaos. The Bulgarian mystic foresaw something extraordinary, an undeniable revelation of extraterrestrial life. This wouldn't be a cryptic sighting or a debated theory, but an unmistakable and clear encounter that would forever reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. Imagine waking up one day to the news that life beyond Earth not only exists, but has made contact. This is what Baba Vanga predicted for 2025, a moment that would leave no room for doubt or skepticism. It's an idea that challenges everything we've ever known. Our deepest beliefs, scientific theories, and even our daily routines would be thrown into a new light. For centuries, humanity has gazed at the stars, questioning whether we are alone. Despite advances in technology and space exploration, science has yet to provide concrete evidence of extraterrestrial life. But what if such proof suddenly arrived? The implications would be staggering. This revelation could redefine the boundaries of science, religion, and philosophy all at once. Baba Vanga also claimed that these extraterrestrial visitors wouldn't merely be curious observers. Instead, they would be beings far superior to us in both technological prowess and spiritual insight. Their advanced capabilities might inspire humanity to reach new heights, forcing us to reconsider how we live, innovate, and coexist. Could their arrival spark a leap in human evolution? It's a tantalizing thought. If their knowledge holds solutions to our greatest challenges, from climate change to global conflict, their presence could be the catalyst we need to secure a brighter future. Perhaps they might even help us prevent the dire scenarios predicted by Baba Vanga and Nostradamus, steering humanity away from extinction. While the idea of extraterrestrial contact is thrilling, it also raises questions. Are we prepared for such a monumental shift? How would we respond to beings who might think and communicate in ways we can't yet comprehend? The answers remain unknown, but one thing is clear: such an event would demand unity, open-mindedness, and courage. 3. Putin's predicted end. Among the unsettling predictions tied to 2025, one of Baba Vanga's claims centers on a dramatic and controversial event in Russia. According to the Bulgarian mystic, Russian President Vladimir Putin could meet his end, not by the hands of a foreign adversary, but through betrayal from within his own circle. The idea of such a high-profile leader being undone by someone close to him is a chilling thought. Baba Vanga suggested that this act might arise from mounting desperation. With ongoing conflicts taking a heavy toll, it's possible that internal pressures within the Russian government or military could reach a breaking point. Such an action could be seen as a last-ditch effort to force a ceasefire or change the course of history. But what would follow might not be the resolution the world hopes for. Rather than paving the way for peace, Baba Vanga warned that this event could lead to even greater chaos. The ripple effects of such an assassination would likely destabilize not only Russia, but also the global political landscape. Alliances could be strained, tensions heightened, and the possibility of broader conflicts could loom larger than ever. Instead of bringing calm to the storm, this predicted act could spark a new wave of uncertainty, throwing the world into uncharted territory. For a planet already grappling with numerous crises, such instability could make 2025 one of the most turbulent years in modern history. While this prediction paints a grim picture, it serves as a reminder of the delicate balance of global diplomacy and the consequences of internal strife. It's a call to pay attention to the complexities of leadership and the importance of dialogue over division. If history has taught us anything, it's that peace requires effort and collaboration, even in the face of immense challenges. If you've watched up to this point, you're already diving deep into the intriguing predictions for 2025 from Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. Comment below with 2025 insights to show you're ready to embrace the mysteries of the future. Don't go anywhere, there's still so much more to uncover. Stay until the end to unlock the full picture of what might lie ahead in this fascinating year. 4. Biological weapon fears. Among Baba Vanga's unsettling predictions for 2025, one stands out for its terrifying implications: the potential use of a biological weapon by a nation. While the mystic left the details vague, failing to specify the country responsible or the intended target, the mere suggestion casts a dark shadow over the near future. biological weapons, with their capacity to cause mass destruction and suffering, represent one of humanity's most feared threats. Baba Vanga's prediction suggests that such a weapon could be deployed, introducing a new level of danger to an already fragile global landscape. It's the kind of scenario that feels pulled straight from a dystopian novel, only this time it's not fiction. With rising geopolitical tensions and divisions between nations, the possibility of biological warfare seems eerily plausible. The uncertainty of who might strike and why only adds to the fear. Could it be an act of desperation, retaliation, or a bid for dominance? We can only speculate. What makes this prediction so unsettling is the state of the world today. Political unrest, strained international relations, and technological advancements in weaponry create a backdrop where such a dire event could unfold. If this prediction were to come true, the consequences would be catastrophic, potentially reshaping societies, economies, and global stability for decades. The use of biological weapons would also raise profound ethical and moral questions. How would humanity respond to such a heinous act? And could the world come together to prevent further devastation, or would it spiral into deeper conflict? While Baba Vanga's prophecy stirs fear, it also serves as a stark reminder of what's at stake. It's a call to focus on fostering peace, strengthening diplomacy, and ensuring that safeguards are in place to prevent the misuse of powerful technologies. More importantly, it challenges us to reflect on the kind of future we want to create. Not one driven by destruction, but one rooted in collaboration and mutual respect. 5. The Red Adversary and Global Tensions. Among Nostradamus's cryptic predictions for the future, one particularly stands out: a warning that the Red Adversary will become alarmed, posing a threat to the great ocean. While the phrase is open to interpretation, it seems to hint at a major power escalating tensions on the global stage, potentially with significant consequences for the world. The term Red Adversary has historically been associated with Russia, stemming from its Soviet-era identity and the symbolic red of communism. Even today, Russia remains a focal point of concern for many Western nations, with its actions frequently drawing global attention and criticism. But is Russia the subject of this prophecy, or does the phrase point to a different nation? China is another plausible candidate. The color red is deeply embedded in its identity, symbolizing prosperity and socialism. Under the leadership of the Communist Party, China has emerged as a global powerhouse. Its rapidly growing economy, technological advancements, and expanding influence have created ripples across international relations, particularly with the United States. The reference to a threat involving the Great Ocean adds another layer of mystery. This could symbolize maritime disputes, trade conflicts, or even military tensions in key waterways like the South China Sea or the Pacific Ocean. Both Russia and China have been involved in issues related to these regions, Russia with its Arctic ambitions and China with its activities in the South China Sea. The prophecy could imply increasing tensions between these nations and other global powers, particularly the United States and its allies. Trade wars, territorial disputes, or even militarized confrontations could be the manifestations of this ominous forecast. Whether the Red Adversary refers to Russia, China, or both, Nostradamus's prediction highlights the fragile state of global politics. With nations vying for influence and resources, the risk of conflict seems ever present. It's a reminder that maintaining peace and stability requires constant effort, diplomacy, and cooperation. However, such a prophecy doesn't guarantee a bleak future. It serves as a warning, an opportunity to address growing tensions before they escalate. Nations have the power to shape a different outcome through dialogue and mutual understanding. 6. Donald Trump and the Giant. One of Nostradamus's intriguing predictions for 2025 references a giant and a powerful controversial leader. Scholars often interpret this giant as a metaphor for the United States, a dominant force on the global stage. But how does Donald Trump fit into this enigmatic narrative? Let's dive deeper into the prophecy and its potential connections to the former US president. Nostradamus's prediction is believed to draw from a biblical-style vision of a leader whose rise to power stirs intense debate and resistance. While the prophecy doesn't explicitly name Trump, the parallels are difficult to ignore. Known for his polarizing leadership, Trump has faced both fervent support and staunch opposition throughout his political career. It's not hard to imagine him being the leader alluded to in this prophecy. According to interpretations, this leader's persistence in holding power could lead to significant changes, potentially reshaping the nation or even global politics. Trump's influence on the US and the world has been undeniable, and should he return to power or maintain a significant role, it could signal a new chapter in this narrative. However, the prophecy also carries a grim warning. Nostradamus hinted at the possibility of this leader facing a violent end, possibly orchestrated by a rival nation. This chilling prediction takes on added weight, considering the high-profile threats Trump has encountered during his time in office, including a near-fatal incident before the elections. Could the prophecy be foreshadowing a darker chapter in his story? Such an event would not only have profound implications for the leader, but could also destabilize the nation and ripple out to affect global stability. The United States, as the giant, would find itself at a crossroads, grappling with the consequences of losing a figure who represents both strength and controversy. While this prediction raises many questions, it's essential to remember that prophecies are open to interpretation and not certainties of the future. They serve as a lens through which to examine current events and consider their potential trajectories. Whether or not Trump is the leader referenced, the themes of power, opposition, and vulnerability resonate strongly in today's world. If you've stayed this long, you're already one step ahead in understanding the mysterious predictions for 2025. Type "Ready for 2025" in the comments to affirm your curiosity and determination to be prepared. Don't miss what's coming next. There's more to this story that you don't want to miss. 7. Celestial fire on Mars. Among the intriguing predictions of Nostradamus, one cryptic statement captures imaginations: the mention of a celestial fire on another planet, paired with a darkening of Mars's light. While the exact meaning remains unclear, scholars suggest this might be connected to humanity's growing focus on Mars and its potential colonization. Mars has always fascinated scientists, dreamers, and visionaries. Nostradamus's reference to a celestial fire on another planet, specifically the mention of Mars, has led many to draw parallels with current space exploration efforts. Visionaries like Elon Musk, along with organizations like NASA, have made Mars colonization a cornerstone of their ambitions. Musk's plans to establish human settlements on the Red Planet by mid-century are no secret, with significant advancements expected by 2025. But what could this celestial fire mean? Some speculate it could symbolize a major event related to Mars, possibly an incident during a space mission, an unprecedented cosmic phenomenon, or even the ignition of human technology on the Martian surface as part of colonization efforts. The imagery of Mars's light dimming adds an ominous tone, sparking questions about whether it hints at challenges or setbacks in humanity's quest to conquer the red planet. The timing of this prediction aligns eerily well with the increasing attention Mars is receiving. Both SpaceX and NASA are advancing their missions, with bold plans to explore and potentially inhabit Mars within a few decades. By 2025, progress toward these goals could place Mars firmly in the spotlight, making Nostradamus's prophecy even more intriguing. Could the celestial fire signify a breakthrough or a disaster? Is the dimming of Mars's light a metaphor for human failure, or a warning of unforeseen challenges that might accompany such an ambitious undertaking? Only time will reveal the true significance of these words, but they serve as a reminder of the uncertainty and risks inherent in venturing beyond our home planet. Nostradamus's cryptic writings often invite speculation, but they also provoke deeper reflection. The pursuit of space exploration, while inspiring, comes with immense responsibility. As humanity reaches for the stars, this prediction challenges us to consider the consequences of our actions and whether we are prepared for the journey ahead. 8. Escalating climate crises and food shortages. Nostradamus's writings have often been a source of both fascination and concern, and his predictions for 2025 are no exception. Among his most alarming visions for the year are warnings about escalating natural disasters, soaring food prices, and societal upheaval. While these may sound like scenes from a dystopian movie, they carry a message that feels increasingly relevant in today's world. Nostradamus suggested that humanity's greatest challenges in 2025 wouldn't come from wars, but from the environment itself. His writings allude to catastrophic natural events, perhaps hurricanes, droughts, floods, or wildfires, that could devastate communities worldwide. These descriptions align eerily with the growing impacts of climate change that we're witnessing today. From rising sea levels to more frequent and intense storms, the planet is already showing signs of strain. Such disasters wouldn't just affect the environment, they'd ripple into every aspect of human life, from health to economies. One of the most concerning impacts? The effect on our food supply. Nostradamus foretold a world where the price of wheat would rise so high that desperation could take hold. While this isn't likely to lead to literal cannibalism, it paints a grim picture of extreme food scarcity and skyrocketing costs. Imagine a scenario where basic staples like bread or rice are so expensive that millions can no longer afford them. For many, this could mean going hungry or facing impossible choices to feed their families. Experts interpret this warning as a reflection of how climate change and global conflicts could disrupt food production. Droughts, flooding, and other disasters could decimate crops, while geopolitical tensions might disrupt supply chains. When food becomes scarce, desperation often follows. As hunger spreads, it could push individuals and communities to their breaking points. People who would never consider theft or violence might act out of sheer desperation, stealing from neighbors or fighting over limited resources. In the worst-case scenario, societal norms could begin to collapse. Grocery stores might be emptied, streets could become battlegrounds, and fear might replace trust in our communities. This grim vision is a stark reminder of how intertwined our world is, how a crisis in one area, like agriculture, can ripple out to affect everything from social stability to individual morality. While Nostradamus's words may be a warning rather than a certainty, they prompt us to reflect on what could happen if we fail to address these challenges. While these predictions are deeply unsettling, they don't have to come true. They serve as a wake-up call, urging us to take climate change, food security, and global cooperation seriously. humanity has the capacity to adapt, innovate, and come together to face challenges. By investing in sustainable practices, supporting vulnerable communities, and working towards solutions, we can prevent the worst outcomes. 9. King Charles III and the End of an Era. The recent ascension of King Charles III to the throne marked a significant moment in British history, coming after the 70-year reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a monarch whose leadership defined a generation. But according to Nostradamus expert Mario Reading, 2025 could bring dramatic changes to the monarchy that may redefine its future. Mario Reading refers to a passage in Nostradamus's writings that predicts the King of the Islands will be removed and replaced by someone with no royal lineage. While the prophecy is cryptic, many interpret it as a possible reference to King Charles III. Could his reign, which has just begun, face an abrupt end? The expert suggests that Queen Elizabeth II may have been the final monarch to fully embody the traditional values of the British royal family. In contrast, Charles's reign is seen as a departure from those ideals, potentially signaling the decline of the monarchy's historical identity. This interpretation raises questions about the monarchy's relevance in a rapidly changing world. Nostradamus's prediction also hints that Charles's time on the throne could be shorter than expected. There are several theories as to why this might happen. Some speculate that health concerns could force him to step down, while others suggest that public opinion about his personal life, shaped by decades of scrutiny, might erode his support among the British people. In recent years, the royal family has faced growing challenges, from public debates over its role in modern society to controversies involving individual family members. These issues have sparked conversations about whether the monarchy still holds the same symbolic and cultural importance it once did. If the prophecy holds true and King Charles III is replaced by someone outside the traditional royal bloodline, it could signify a monumental shift. This change might mark the beginning of a more modern or symbolic monarchy, or even the end of the institution as we know it. While these predictions are open to interpretation, they highlight the pressures the monarchy faces in the modern era. As the world evolves, the royal family must navigate questions of tradition, public perception, and their place in a more egalitarian society. Whether or not Nostradamus's predictions come to pass, one thing is clear. The reign of King Charles III comes at a pivotal moment in British history. It is a time of transition, reflection, and uncertainty about what the future holds for the monarchy and its role in the United Kingdom. 10. Asteroid threat. As if the challenges we face on Earth weren't enough, Nostradamus's predictions for 2025 extend far beyond our planet. Among his many warnings, one particularly alarming vision involves a potential asteroid impact, a fiery event in the sky that could bring catastrophic consequences. Nostradamus described a fiery spectacle in the heavens, which many believe points to an asteroid on a collision course with Earth. His cryptic writings suggest that this celestial object could approach suddenly, leaving humanity little time to prepare. The idea of such an event stirs both fear and fascination, as the possibility of an asteroid impact has long been a concern for scientists and astronomers. At the end of 2024, a real-life event seemed to echo this prophecy. Astronomers were on high alert when an asteroid, briefly pulled into Earth's orbit by gravity, circled the planet before resuming its path. While it posed no immediate threat, it was a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of these cosmic objects. Despite the 2024 asteroid encounter, followers of Nostradamus's work argue that it doesn't match the dire scenario he described. His vision suggests that the asteroid he warned about would not merely pass by but strike Earth, triggering a cascade of natural disasters. Depending on the size and impact location, such an event could have devastating effects, from massive tsunamis to global climate shifts. The potential consequences are chilling. History provides examples of how asteroid impacts have shaped our planet, most notably the event that contributed to the extinction of the dinosaurs millions of years ago. Nostradamus's warning raises the unsettling possibility that humanity could face a similar existential threat. While the likelihood of a catastrophic asteroid impact remains low, the possibility isn't entirely out of the question. Scientists around the world monitor near-Earth objects, NEOs, to identify and track potential threats. Space agencies like NASA are even developing technology to deflect asteroids with missions like DART, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, demonstrating promising results. Still, Nostradamus's prophecy serves as a reminder of how fragile life on Earth can be in the face of cosmic forces. It's a call to remain vigilant, invest in planetary defense, and continue exploring ways to protect our planet from threats beyond our control. Whether or not Nostradamus's prediction for 2025 comes to pass, it highlights humanity's vulnerability and resilience. Our ability to adapt, innovate, and unite in the face of challenges is what defines us as a species. While the idea of an asteroid impact is terrifying, it also underscores the importance of preparedness and the power of collective action. Thank you for joining us in today's video on Worst Case Scenario 2025 Predictions from Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. It's truly a privilege to have you as part of our community. Your thoughts and perspectives matter to us, so feel free to share your insights or reactions in the comments below. If you're new here, simply type "I'm new" to say hello, or if you've been with us for a while, comment "I'm ready" to show you're part of this journey. Your engagement not only inspires us, but also builds a stronger connection within our growing community. Now let's dive back into this fascinating topic together. Peace Amid the 2025 Prophecies, a Buddhist Path to Goodness. Within the context of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga's prophecies for the year 2025, many people can't help but feel anxious upon hearing predictions of war, natural disasters, epidemics, and even the risk of extinction. Although these forecasts may evoke fear, more importantly, we need a calm and positive viewpoint to guide our actions. From a Buddhist perspective, these worst-case scenarios are not a foregone conclusion. Instead, they can be seen as conditions prompting us to reflect on our actions, intentions, and daily way of life. 1. Impermanence and embracing change. The teachings of Buddhism remind us of the profound truth of impermanence, anicca. All phenomena are subject to change. This universal principle is not merely a philosophical concept, but a lived reality, one that becomes particularly relevant when we are confronted with unsettling predictions about the future. Whether it is the prospect of large-scale conflicts, the emergence of dangerous pathogens, or the fear of cosmic disasters, the uncertainty can easily lead to anxiety. Yet Buddhism encourages us to view these moments not as harbingers of doom, but as opportunities to deepen our understanding and transform our minds. As the Buddha wisely said, "Nothing is forever except change itself." This truth invites us to shift our perspective from fear to mindfulness, teaching us that impermanence is not a threat, but a natural rhythm of life. When we truly contemplate impermanence, we begin to recognize the fleeting nature of every moment and learn to cherish what we have. Instead of being consumed by fear, we are guided toward gratitude. The present becomes a gift, a precious opportunity to connect more deeply with ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities. This understanding fosters a sense of responsibility, urging us to act with kindness and wisdom. For instance, if we know that the time we have with those we love is finite, we are more likely to treasure those relationships, speaking words of encouragement rather than criticism, and creating memories rooted in compassion. Similarly, if we acknowledge that the world around us is in constant flux, we are inspired to contribute positively, whether through acts of service, environmental care, or simply offering a listening ear to someone in need. In modern life, where the pace of change feels relentless and predictions about the future can seem overwhelming, this perspective is especially relevant. Rather than resisting the inevitability of change or being paralyzed by what might come, we can ground ourselves in the present. Consider how this principle applies to everyday scenarios. A job loss, while difficult, can be a gateway to discovering new passions or skills. A relationship ending, though painful, can lead to personal growth and self-discovery. Every ending holds within it the seed of a beginning. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Thanks to impermanence, everything is possible." This is a call to embrace life's ebb and flow with courage and optimism. By accepting impermanence, we unlock a reservoir of inner peace, learning to adapt with grace rather than resistance. The future will always be uncertain, but our ability to respond to it with mindfulness and compassion is within our control. When fear arises, let it serve as a gentle reminder to live fully, love deeply, and contribute to the collective goodness of the world. In doing so, we not only navigate the challenges of our time, but also cultivate a lasting sense of peace, rooted in the wisdom of knowing that all things must pass. 2. Karma and shared responsibility. Let's take a moment to reflect on the idea of karma, a principle that reminds us how our actions, whether they arise from our hands, our words, or even our thoughts, have consequences. This isn't some abstract idea meant to mystify life. Rather, it's a profound truth that connects our choices to the world we experience. If war, conflict, or suffering appear in the world, they are often the ripples caused by the deeper currents of greed, anger, and ignorance within the human heart. Think about it. How often do power struggles, competition for resources, or a lack of empathy lead to division and pain? And when you consider this, doesn't it seem clear that the roots of global challenges are entangled with our collective state of mind? Buddha once said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule." What if, instead of reacting to the world's challenges with anger or despair, we approach them with a compassionate heart? Imagine what could happen if, rather than fueling division, we chose kindness as our compass. Could you, in your own life, practice loving kindness, not just toward friends and family, but toward those you disagree with, or even those who may have wronged you? It's not an easy path, but it is a powerful one. At the same time, let's think about responsibility, not just as individuals, but as a community. Predictions of the future can seem overwhelming, from potential food shortages to the threat of biological weapons. It's easy to feel powerless in the face of such challenges, but what if our small, mindful actions could create ripples of change? Living mindfully, avoiding waste, and adopting a sustainable lifestyle are not just personal choices. They are acts of care for the vulnerable and for future generations. What simple step could you take today, whether by sharing resources, reducing consumption, or supporting those in need, that might inspire others to do the same? Now pause and ask yourself, How do your actions align with the world you wish to see? Every choice, no matter how small, contributes to the karma we create collectively. And if this feels daunting, remember that you're not alone. As the Dhammapada reminds us, a generous heart, kind speech, and a life of service and compassion are the things which renew humanity. Could this be a roadmap for how we move forward, even in uncertain times? By cultivating compassion, embracing shared responsibility, and staying mindful of our actions, we plant seeds of peace and goodness that can grow into a better future. What kind of seeds are you planting today? 3. Transforming suffering into an opportunity for enlightenment. Transforming suffering into an opportunity for enlightenment is a profound teaching found at the heart of Buddhist philosophy. In the scriptures, dukkha, or suffering, is recognized as an inescapable part of life. While this truth may initially seem daunting, it is, in fact, an invitation to grow. The struggles we face, whether they stem from a personal crisis, an emerging pandemic, or political upheaval, are not punishments or misfortunes, but opportunities to understand the nature of existence more deeply. When we acknowledge the impermanence of life and the inevitability of change, we begin to see suffering not as a barrier, but as a bridge to greater wisdom. As the Buddha said, pain is certain, but suffering is optional. By understanding and embracing this principle, we gain the composure to navigate life's uncertainties with grace. The Four Noble Truths provide a roadmap for transforming suffering into a path of liberation. The first truth acknowledges that suffering exists. The second explores its origins, often rooted in craving and attachment. However, the third truth offers hope by affirming that the cessation of suffering is possible, and the fourth presents the Eightfold Path, a practical guide to ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom as the way forward. These truths remind us that suffering isn't meant to defeat us, but to illuminate the path to enlightenment. Instead of resisting pain, we can learn to explore it, understanding its causes and discovering the freedom that lies beyond it. This is a radical shift in perspective, a reminder that our hardships can become our greatest teachers. Mindfulness is the key to this transformation. In a world of turmoil, cultivating mindful awareness helps us remain steady. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts without judgment, fostering clarity and calm even in chaos. By pausing before reacting, we can respond to challenges with wisdom instead of impulsiveness. Mindfulness also deepens our connection with the present moment, allowing us to appreciate the beauty and lessons that each experience offers, no matter how difficult. As Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, "No mud, no lotus." Just as the lotus blooms from the mud, so too can our understanding and compassion grow from adversity. In today's fast-paced world, where uncertainty and suffering often feel magnified, these teachings are more relevant than ever. The next time you encounter hardship, consider it a reminder of life's impermanence and an opportunity to develop resilience and insight. Instead of being overwhelmed by the enormity of suffering, start small. Focus on breathing deeply, practicing gratitude, or lending a helping hand to others. Each mindful action creates ripples of goodness that extend far beyond your immediate circumstances, aligning your life with the principles of wisdom and compassion. By transforming suffering into a stepping stone for growth, you not only find peace amid the storms, but also illuminate the path for others. In the words of the Buddha, "Be a light unto yourself." This guiding light can carry you through even the darkest times. 4. Fostering goodness and hope. Fostering goodness and hope in times of uncertainty, especially amidst prophecies about conflict, famine, or natural disasters, is an essential teaching of Buddhism. It reminds us that even when faced with the harsh realities of life, we have the capacity to cultivate wholesome conditions that transform suffering into meaningful growth. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges we encounter. Optimism, from a Buddhist perspective, is not blind positivity, but a recognition of life's difficulties and the courage to meet them with a calm and focused mind. It is rooted in the transformative power of right thought, right view, and right effort, guiding us to act with wisdom and compassion. To truly foster goodness, we must engage in accumulating merit, a practice that involves acts of generosity, adherence to ethical principles, and the discipline of meditation. These practices not only purify our negative karma, but create a ripple effect of positive energy that benefits those around us. For example, a simple act of kindness, such as giving with a genuine heart, has the power to uplift another person's spirit and, in turn, inspire them to spread goodwill. Observing ethical precepts ensures that our actions do no harm, and through meditation, we cultivate a sense of clarity and equanimity that radiates peace into the world. As the Buddha wisely taught, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. By nurturing this spiritual foundation, we become a beacon of light amidst the darkness. Hope arises from mindfulness, the understanding that true peace does not depend on external circumstances, but is born from the awakened mind within us. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to notice the transient nature of life's difficulties and discover the space to respond with wisdom instead of fear. This inner serenity is contagious. As our minds become calmer and more centered, we inspire those around us to do the same. When society collectively embraces mindfulness, the threats of conflict, scarcity, and discord lose their power to overwhelm us. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Smile, breathe, and go slowly." In these simple actions lie the seeds of hope, reminding us that peace is always available when we live with intention and awareness. In today's fast-paced world, where headlines often amplify fear and uncertainty, the Buddhist path of fostering goodness offers a way forward. By embracing kindness, mindfulness, and ethical living, we can not only weather the storms of life, but transform them into opportunities for growth and connection. Each of us holds the power to create a ripple effect of hope, starting with our own actions and intentions. Let us walk this path together, trusting that even amid the challenges of 2025 and beyond, goodness will prevail when nurtured with mindful effort and a compassionate heart. As we've explored the prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, it's clear that the future holds both challenges and opportunities for growth. These predictions, though unsettling, serve as a reminder to live with mindfulness, compassion, and purpose. Rather than succumbing to fear, let's use these insights as a call to reflect on our actions and the world we want to create. Thank you for joining us on the journey of wisdom. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming explorations into the mysteries of life, history, and wisdom. Your support helps us continue to bring thoughtful content to a wider audience. Let us face the uncertainties of 2025 together with open hearts, clear minds, and the belief that through unity and mindfulness we can navigate whatever lies ahead. See you in the next video.